I have lived in this apartment for 8 months, and I have never seen my neighbor, not once. And that is not even the strange part. The strange part is that they text me every single day. It started about a week after I moved in, when I got a message from an unknown number saying, "Hey, I am next door, just letting you know if you ever need anything." It felt normal at the time, so I replied. I said thanks and introduced myself. But they never gave a name. Instead, they said, "You will recognize me eventually." And I remember thinking it was a weird thing to say, but I brushed it off because people can be strange, especially neighbors. And at first, the messages stayed normal. Small things like, "Your TV is a little loud tonight," or "Try not to slam your door," or "Did you get home safe?" Nothing threatening, just observant. A little too observant, but still easy to ignore. Until one night, around 11, I got a message saying, "You left your kitchen light on." And when I checked, it was on exactly like they said. So I turned it off and asked how they could even see that, and they replied almost instantly saying, "I have a good view." And that was the moment something shifted in my mind, because there was no way anyone should have been able to see inside my apartment like that. I tried to figure out which unit they were in, so the next day I knocked on the door beside mine, but no one answered. I knocked again the following day, and still nothing. And later that night, I got a message saying, "You knocked earlier. Sorry, I did not answer." And that made my stomach drop, because it meant they knew exactly when I was there. After that, I stopped trying to find them, but the messages never stopped. Weeks went by, and it became a pattern. Daily texts, always accurate, always about things happening inside my apartment. And then, one night, everything changed. They sent me a photo, and the moment I opened it, my chest tightened, because it was my living room. The exact same angle, the same couch, the same lamp, everything identical. But I was not home when that picture was taken, and I just stared at it, trying to understand how it was even possible. I thought about hidden cameras or someone breaking in, but nothing made sense. So I texted back, asking how they took it, but there was no reply. For the first time since this started, they went silent, and that silence felt worse than anything else. That night, I could not sleep. Every little sound felt amplified. Every tiny creak made my heart jump. And around 2:30 in the morning, my phone buzzed again. The message said, "You are awake." And I froze, because I had not made a sound. I did not respond. And another message came through saying, "Do not look at the door." But my eyes were already locked on it. The front door stood there in the dark, completely still. And then, slowly, the handle began to move, like someone was gently testing it. My heart started pounding, and I grabbed my phone and typed, "Stop." And they replied instantly saying, "I am not at the door." And that was when real fear hit me, because the handle was still moving right in front of me. And then the door creaked open just slightly, and beyond it, there was nothing but darkness. I could not move. I could barely breathe. And then I heard something behind me, a whisper so close it felt like it touched my ear. "You finally looked." I turned around instantly, but there was no one there. Nothing at all, just empty space and silence. And then my phone buzzed again in my hand. Another message appeared saying, "Turn around again. I want to see your face." I did not do it. I could not do it. Instead, I ran. I grabbed my keys and left the apartment as fast as I could. I did not stop until I was outside, and I called the police and told them everything. They came and searched the entire apartment, every room, every closet, every corner, but they found nothing. No one, no signs of entry, no hidden cameras, nothing at all. They asked about the number and tried to trace it, but there were no records, no provider, nothing. It was like the number did not even exist. I did not go back that night, not alone at least, and when I finally returned with a friend, everything looked normal, like nothing had ever happened, except for one thing. The wall between my apartment and the one next to it had a door sealed shut, painted over, like it used to connect the two units. And that made everything feel worse, because it meant at some point there had been a way through. And that night I got one last message. It said, "Why did you leave?" And then another saying, "I cannot see you anymore." After that, I changed my number. I moved out, and I never went back. But sometimes, late at night, when my phone lights up for no reason, there is no notification, no message, nothing at all, just the screen reflecting my face. And every now and then, if I look just a little longer, I start to notice something else in the reflection, something standing right behind me.